Well, there's a lot come out from Zwift today. We've got some new hardware and some game updates. So let's get into it and see exactly what we've got that's all new. So as you can see, Zwift have adopted some AI to help give you personalized recommendations on routes. There's new hardware that I just spoke about that we'll have a look at in a second. And then there are some new routes coming and various other improvements, including Zwift Unlocked, an entirely new tour, and a new Brompton challenge, as well as Baseline reappearing back from last year. So let's get into it. First off, the hardware, the exciting stuff, the sexy stuff, let's say. We've now got new Zwift Click controllers. Version 2 really, I think. And if you want to see in-depth reviews on these, both GP Llama and DC Rainmaker have had early units delivered to them. I'm a smaller channel, so we don't get those privileges, but we can have a look and see what they do. So essentially you get two click controls, one which you can put on either side of the handlebars, of course. And the great thing about these is they'll pretty much go on any bike. In fact, they'll go on any bike. So you can now have a setup, whereas the play controllers really only work with drop handlebars. You can now use these on everything. And they bring you everything that the play controllers did, except for braking. So maybe braking's coming to the end of its tether. It never really seemed to do very much in the game, other than sometimes you'd hit it by an accident. And that was never helpful in a race. But of course you could switch it off in the settings, but I didn't find that out until it was too late one day. But anyway, I digress. So it comes with the version 2 cog, and you get the two clickers, and you can see that you have the play buttons as standard if you have got a Zwift Ride or on your play controllers, and they are priced particularly well indeed. They are $49.99 whether you are in the US, the UK or the EU. And they allow you to change gear, they allow you to steer, they allow you to interact with the menu, pretty much everything you'd want to do from your handlebars. So these look like incredible value for money for me. Of course, if you are interested in Zwift Ride and stuff like that, then I have an affiliate code in the description below. So click on that, have a look around the store, see what takes your fancy. But at $49.99, these look pretty hard to beat. Moving on, we've got a bit of AI coming to Zwift. So they are going to be giving you personalized recommendations, auto-adjusting your goals, and also improved onboarding. So let's dig into what that's got. So building on the success of the fitness trends, which rolled out earlier this year, Zwift will make it easier, as they say here, to level up their fitness with the introduction of auto-adjusted goals and personalised recommendations. So what this means is that you're able to set your goals for a weekly basis or monthly basis in the companion app. And now Zwift will look at your past history and give you recommended goals going forward. So quite a nice feature. Additionally, it looks like they're making some tweaks to the onboarding for various bike computers to be able to record your outside in real life rides more easily and have them synced into your Zwift account and gain XP for those outdoor rides. So that's nice to see that there's some improvements being made there. And then in November, there'll be something that Zwift are calling personalized recommendations. Again, with the use of AI, because everything has to be AI these days, it will look at your indoor rides, your outdoor rides, it will look at your training load, and then you'll get a recommendation of a ride that Zwift think that you might be interested in, and you can just click on it and get riding away, and it should fit in with everything else that you've been doing. You can even tune this so that you can tell the AI that you would be more interested in doing a workout or maybe a route or maybe something with a robo pacer. So this will hopefully bring a sense of variety to the recommendation that Zwift gives you. But where you've got an external coaching app like TrainerRoad or Exert, then these will continue to take preference going forwards. Also in November, there's a new progress report screen coming to the companion app that will allow you to see a number of metrics such as fitness score, training load, so that you can see how you're progressing, and it'll be a more complete overview of the activities and a reflection on the activities that you've done recently by riding. You'll get a summary screen at the end of your ride, which will dig into the details, and then you can go to the companion app and apparently you can dig into that data even more should you want to. Who doesn't love a tour? Well, there's a new one coming called Zwift Unlocked. This tour will be running from the 6th of October to the 16th of November, and it's an entirely new tour, and it's replacing the Tour of Rotopia that we've been familiar with in the past. You'll be rewarded with additional XP for completing the routes in the tour, and excitingly, there'll be 10 new routes coming with this tour during that period of time, so I'm absolutely positive that this will be very well attended. And of course, even though it's a tour, some of us, maybe me, might choose to race it. Towards the end of October, on the 27th, they're going to be expanding the routes that are available in New York as well. So more routes available for you to ride. There'll be 20 new routes in total. 16 of them will be bike routes and 4 of them will be routes for runners. And they'll take you out of the Central Park area into the New York subway and out towards Prospect Park. So new visuals, new routes, what's not to like? And a bit of a change for sprint segments in the game. They're now going to be called power segments, and opposed to it being timed through the sprint segment as they've always been before, it will now be average power. So average power through the segment. So a different kind of metric. Be quite interesting to see how people react to this. But for me, I think this sounds like a great improvement because, you know, it's all about the average power through the segment. So, you know, these big sprinters who could just finish really strongly and pump out 1500 watts, but maybe only for a couple of seconds, might give people like me with a more consistent power output and not such a high-end one a chance to compete. You'll find these at the end of October in New York, but they will be rolled out to the other Zwift worlds over a period of time. And of course, we've got racing. So we've got Zwift Racing League. There'll be a video coming out with everything that you need to know about that in a few days' time. So keep an eye peeled for that. But Zwift are now making sure that we've got racing all year round. Zwift don't go into any details at the moment particularly, but they're coming up with some ideas to make racing more fair and more competitive. So certainly that's going to be interesting to watch and see what their ideas are about how they're going to achieve that. The latest changes that have been made, though, is something called score decay. So if you haven't raced in the last 30 days, you'll see your score starting to decline as opposed to just staying where it was before, which sounds like that makes perfect sense. And there's also an option for event organisers to categorise the racing score groups by a 30-day score as opposed to your current latest score. So an average of your 30-day score as opposed to the very latest one that you've achieved. And again, this should make for fairer racing, I think, in terms of your score can go up and down and you could have one really good race and one really bad race, which would affect it. This might give us a more even playing field. And in November, we all get to look slightly different, let's say, because there's a Brompton Challenge. Held in London between November the 17th to the 23rd. The tweed is speed will mean that we're all dressed in tweed, racing around London on our Bromptons, and of course it means that you can unlock the kit, and the Brompton will be available in the drop store during November as well. So, kitted out like true English gentlemen, doing our city commute, but racing it instead. You may have seen it already because it's been in the game now for a couple of weeks, but event cooldown is now live across the game. This means basically that you can continue riding in the same environment as you've just had a race in. You get a little badge on your backside that says the position that you finished in, and it's encouraging us all to cool down at the same time, have a bit of a chat about the race, building that community aspect within Zwift. And then for those of you who were Zwifting last year, you might remember something called Zwift Baseline, and that is back again, running from September the 15th to October the 19th. There'll be 3 distinct baseline camps: baseline, build and breakthrough. Launching on the 15th of September, there'll be 4 workouts, all designed to mimic winter training and to get you ready for the race season ahead. There's also something called My Canyon Colorways. So from the 25th of September, you'll be able to purchase your Canyon in the drop shop in one of 4 different styles. So there you go, lots of improvements in the game, new hardware, all for the new season on Zwift. It's great to see the platform continuing to evolve and continuing to bring new things to the game to keep all of us who have been cycling, either we're new or we've been doing it for a long time, or like me about a year. It just keeps it interesting, and that's great to see. Thanks very much for watching the video. Please like, hype and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Ride on!